Welcome to Not in a Huff with Jackson Huff, where we interview newsmakers, storytellers, and all-around interesting people. Sit back, relax, unless you're driving, and enjoy the show. Here's Jackson.
Hello. I am Jackson Huff. This is Not in a Huff. Thanks so much for joining me. As always, really appreciate it. This week I'm interviewing Kevin Cassidy. Now, Kevin comes from a very unique background. Started out as a teacher. He got involved in kind of an interesting sport that he's going to tell you a little bit about. But what he did after that was transition into being a stuntman, a Hollywood stuntman. And, of course, that's a fascinating world in itself, but he's going to talk about some of the amazing movies he's been a part of. Ant-Man, The Longest Yard. So, of course, he's worked with some of Hollywood's biggest stars. So, what's it like to be a stuntman on some of these movies? You know, he's been a stuntman on all these Hollywood movies when it comes to football and superheroes. What's that world look like? Of course, we see all these hard hits in football, or all of these amazing fight scenes when it comes to superheroes. Of course, these, multi-millionaire actors are not doing a lot of their own fight scenes. It's just not feasible for a lot of ways. They probably don't have the ability, but also when they're being paid buku bucks to be in the movie, they get injured and then they can't film for a month. Probably not the smartest idea. So that's where Kevin comes in. Going to tell us all about the business, how he got his start, how he transitioned out of it, recently transitioned out, wrote a book about his time as a stuntman, told some amazing stories in this interview, and then also some great stories in the book too. But the book is more than just that. The book is about overcoming, hardships, overcoming the odds. He was born with a facial defect and speech impediment, and that created some bullying as a kid. So he kind of teaches people now a little bit about overcoming bullying, just perseverance, mental fortitude, those type of things. Really powerful stuff. That'll be kind of the last half of our conversation, but this is a fascinating story about just the inner workings of Hollywood and that stunt world. I think you're going to really enjoy this. We definitely have some fun stories about Adam Sandler, about Hines Ward in a football movie, about a lot of really cool action-packed things. So here is Kevin Cassidy. I'm here today with Kevin Cassidy. Mr. Cassidy, how are you?
Doing great.
Good. Well, thanks for joining me. Appreciate it very much. If you would, just introduce yourself.
My name is Kevin Cassidy. I am a retired Hollywood stuntman. Before that, I was a middle school teacher in Baltimore, Maryland. I was a professional slam ball player. I was a minor league baseball player. I was born with a facial birth defect and speech impediment. So I was a bullied kid, teasing, and kind of just wrote a book. Came out a couple months ago in September 2022. And it's about kind of my journey through life and going to Hollywood, and recently retiring from Hollywood, opening a business, writing a book, starting speaking engagements at schools, and building a mentorship program. And long story short there, I guess.
Yeah, a lot to unpack, and we're going to unpack most of that. And I guess kind of the headline there is, of course, the Hollywood stunt work that you've done. And I just wonder how you get into something like that. Did you happen upon it? Was it something you'd always wanted to do? You said that you were a teacher before that, so it's not like you started, at a super young age. So I just wonder how that happened.
Yeah, it kind of happened into it. Was an athlete, and after a short stint in baseball, I was a teacher. And randomly, I saw a sport on TV called slam ball, like full contact basketball with trampolines, on TV for a couple of years. Kind of crazy. Me and Buddy went to a tryout for it. They did a nationwide tryout all around the country, and I was dumb enough to make it through the tryout. They shipped me out to LA. I played that sport for about 4 months. Met a couple guys who were in the business in Hollywood doing sports movies, and through networking, and ended up in LA looking for work. Went to another tryout for a movie called The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler and Burt Reynolds and the whole football stuff. made it to that tryout, got onto the movie, had a lot of fun, made some money. I was like, oh, you know what? I got my SAG card. I'll stay in LA, see how long this ride will last. And 18 years later, I'm looking to get off the ride, do something different.
Yeah, no, that's really awesome. And you mentioned one movie already, so we already know you're not, you weren't in movies. You're like, you remember that one person that played in that one movie? Well, her sister's in this movie. You're in some really big ones. So just tell us some of the movies that you were in.
My first one was The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler. I did football movies to start off with. So I did The Gridiron Gang with The Rock, uh, stupid comedy called The Comebacks. Did Invincible with Mark Wahlberg. Then I got into doing like real stunt work, fights and car driving and all that stuff. I did a movie called I Am Number Four, where I played one of the main aliens in it. Salt, Angelina Jolie, the other guys. Then I got on into Marvel, and my first Marvel movie was Ant-Man. I was a bad guy in Ant-Man. I was a Yellow Jacket character. I was a stunt double for the bad guys. So everything in the super villain suit is me getting beat up by Ant-Man the whole movie. And then I went on and did Ant-Man and the Wasp, Black Panther, Spider-Man Far From Home, Spider-Man Homecoming. So I've been doing a bunch of Marvel movies.
Yeah, so a lot to say to say the least, a lot. So let's go back to the very beginning and that first movie or the first stunt you did on camera. I know you remember it. What was that first stunt, and kind of walk us through too, kind of the nerves behind it, or maybe lack thereof. But I feel like it would be something crazy. Not only are you now on camera, it's something new, but now you have to do something physical. There's a lot that could go wrong.
Yeah, for sure. Luckily, the first movie was a football movie. So all the stunts were playing football, and all the actors are ex-football players. Terry Crews and Michael Irvin, Bill Goldberg. A lot of these, even Nelly, who was a great athlete, and Adam Sandler's a great athlete. So, and Burt Reynolds was one of the stars in the movie. He moved to Hollywood to be a stuntman and fell into acting. Burt Reynolds did. If you knew that. He played football in college at Florida State as well. So the first movie was kind of my comfort zone. I'm playing football. It's organized, choreographed football. I know I'm going to get run over. I know when I'm going to get run over and by who and where the camera's going to be. And we have to do it 10 times. It was a lot of that. But the first real stunt was in that movie, kind of in your comfort zone. We're in Santa Fe, New Mexico. We're all buddies. We're all young ex-athletes. All the stunt players are. And there's a scene where all the inmates, I was one of the inmates and with Sandler in the jail, get out to practice for the first time. And the scene is Sandler gets under center. They hike the ball, goes under his legs. He turns around and get it, turns back around. Everyone's just fighting everybody. The stunt corner goes, hey, you guys fight, you guys fight, you guys fight. And I was a free safety on the inmate team. So I was kind of out in the center field with no one around. So, hey, where should I go? I'll run over there. And I mixed it up with these guys. So, again, we've all been friends, live in the same hotel for a couple months. So I'm running over there in the last second. I was like, I'm going to drop kick them. I jumped up and drop kicked both of them. They go down. They go down in the heap. Everyone's laughing. They yell cut. Sandler and all the guys, the director, go behind the camera and look at the replay. They're going to see what works. And the whole tent, who drop kicked somebody? I was like, oh, man, I'm fired. I shouldn't have done that. Tried to hide behind my buddies, but it's on film. They didn't know it was me. So it was me. I'm sorry. I thought it'd be funny. I apologize. I stepped over my bounds. I won't do that. And they're like, no, that was awesome. Do it again. Yeah, so then the director came and asked me to do that same drop kick in the opening scene of the actual football game. And it made the trailer of the movie. It ended up being a pretty iconic hit in that movie. So that was my first real stunt was that.
Yeah, and I feel like you started out really strong. Now it was either downhill from there, or you just kept being strong. But I feel like starting out that way, that gives you some juice that hopefully you were able to live up to.
Yeah, I started off some momentum. I got my SAG card and everything, but then you learn how the business is, and you might not work out for 3-4 months, and you better find another job and start networking and building relationships and finding out where the next movie is going to be filmed and who's going to be the hiring person of it. And so it's a pretty good grind. There's no agents, no managers, no real auditions. Some football movies had auditions, but besides that, you had to just build up your own career, word of mouth, and it takes a while to know where to go, how to do it, what to do. There's a Stuntman softball league I played in, Stuntman golf tournament, whole community of stunt people out in LA. So you immerse yourself in that, and then it took about probably closer to 4 years of grinding it out before I really got established and was working all the time.
Yeah, and I wonder. So I mean, obviously you did stunt work kind of as these other people, but were you stunt doubles for people too?
No, not much because I'm a big guy. I'm 6'3", 230 pounds, so not a lot of actors are that big. I was a stunt double for the Ant-Man character.
Mm-hmm.
I double the guy in Transformers: Dark of the Moon, just a military guy. So not much doubling. Mostly I would play the bad guy, the bouncer, the SWAT team guy, the cop, or the alien. A lot of alien stuff.
Yeah. So the question I would have with that too, which you said that you were the bad guy in Ant-Man. Maybe the person that's playing Ant-Man was also a double too, but I just wonder how often is it that does actors normally know their limitations? Are you ever paired up with one of the main actors? You're like, he is not going to be able to, he or she is not going to be able to do these stunts. I feel like I'm going to kill him or we're going to break a leg or something. Has that ever happened?
Yeah, for sure. It's always a little dance with the first time you meet the actor you're doubling. They gonna want to do everything. You have to pet your ego a little bit. Oh, you're really good. We're just gonna do one more with him. It's just but sometimes the actor's like, no, absolutely, you do. This is your job, man. Thanks for making me look good. And you kind of a lot of those big movies like the Marvel movies. You train your actor a lot. You're in the gym with them. You're choreographing stuff with them. You're hitting mitts and it's kind of a cohesive, hey, this is your character, man. I'm just going to make you look good. And most actors are all for you doing all the stuff. Some guys like Tom Holland, who's Spider-Man, he's so athletic and young, he can do a lot of it. But it's just not cost effective. The producer doesn't want him doing it. If he rolls an ankle and has to limp for 2 weeks, we can't film and everyone loses money. So, hey, let your stunt double do it. But some guys are capable and really push it, and it's our job to be like, oh, yeah, and we kind of try to dumb it down and make them feel good about it. And then when they go do their acting, we crank it up and film it again, and the director kind of cuts in what looks best.
I gotcha. So what's what's the best and worst parts of this profession? That's a very broad question, but...
No, I mean, it's a young man's game physically and time-wise. There are avenues to get behind the camera. In my last about 5 years, I was behind the camera doing fight choreography, hiring the stunt people, breaking down the script, doing the stunt rigging, which is where we hang the pulleys and the ropes and pull people through the air, and set up the fake windows, and really be the administrators behind the stunts instead of doing the stunts. So there's an avenue for that as well. So beating up your body is one thing, but for me, it was really time. Like when you're on movie set, you're 80, 90, 100 hours a week, nights, weekends, flying to New Mexico for 3 months. I was in London and Prague on Spider-Man Far From Home for 4 months. Came home one weekend for my daughter's birthday, flew right back to London. So this is a time commitment. Schedule changes. Hey, we're doing this Wednesday. Oh, that came. We're doing that next week. Now we're going to Pittsburgh tomorrow. Oh, you just got to go, which is great when you're young and you got nothing else to do. But when I have a family now and that time commitment was probably the biggest con for me.
What's the best parts?
Kind of the locker room, the community. All these stunt guys come from so many various backgrounds, like Cirque du Soleil people, motocross world champions, martial artists, rodeo cowboys. I mean, just the Red Bull skydivers, the most random collection of athletes who are really good people and humble and have worked their way up in the stunt world. You're thrown together with these guys for months at a time, learning from them, building with them, training what they do, creating really cool pieces of fight choreography or whatever. So just that locker room and community vibe was probably my favorite part.
So is it the community that kind of, I guess, I don't want to say polices it, but is it just the community? Is there an entity that helps, I guess, make sure everything is going well? Just like with SAG, it's going to make sure that, and you're a part of that too. So I don't know if that's just the part, but make sure that they're not putting you into something that is very, very, very dangerous or making you, overwork or something like that. Is that just a SAG thing, or is it a community thing, or how is that policed?
Probably 50-50. SAG gets your hours and your overtime, your turnaround. If you get cut at 8 o'clock at night, you can't work till 8 a.m. next day. It's a 12-hour turnaround. They could not do that, but they have to pay you for it. So there's financial penalties for that. So the contract and the work hours are kind of controlled by SAG. But the community polices the safety. And now there's so many shows being filmed with all the streaming networks and everything. It's probably 1,000 TV shows being filmed a day now, where 20 years ago there was 10. So now there's a lot of unqualified people, not a lot, but out there who are getting these jobs, or like the stunt coordinators that's in charge of safety of the set. They don't have the experience yet. Big movies like Marvel, a lot of movies I did, the guys who are in charge of safety, they can call cut. They can say, they have the power to be like, nope, this is not what we talked about. We're not doing this. I don't feel good about it. Or they can, they hire the right guys. Hey, they changed this. Do you want to do this? I think it's good, but okay, let's go. Or you changed it. We need another 2 days to rehearse it, make sure we do it right, and fight for that. So that the legit big guys in the business really make sure that everything's safe. Because if you get hurt, you can't work. And if I'm a coordinator and my guys get hurt, I look like I'm not doing the right, prep work to make it safe enough for the guys. It's going to happen. People get hurt. You're literally getting hit by cars falling downstairs. But hire the guys that can do it, make it look crazy, but, do it 4 or 5 times in a row. So it's kind of self-policed by that, because if you get hurt all the time, you're not going to get hired. And if you hurt a lot of guys, then no one's going to work for you. So it's kind of the self-fulfilling kind of loop.
Yeah. And in your particular area, you said in the last 5 years that you were behind the scenes doing some of the choreography, but when you were in front of the camera, does everyone really just do everything? Do you people start kind of having a niche? Or I just can't imagine that the same person that is, doing the football is also the person that's doing, the karate or something like that. Are you doing literally everything, or does people start doing kind of a niche?
People kind of do that. Back in the day, I was a throwback. I was a jack of all, master of none. I could learn how to do the fights. I could fight Jackie Chan, meaning I could take 2 punches and get hit by him, but I couldn't do a 25, 30 martial art movement. I got pretty good practicing it, but if you're doing the Jackie Chan movie, you're hiring the best martial artists in the world to do that. If you're doing a motocross movie, you're hiring motocross guys. So it's becoming more and more specialized, but every specialized person, there's not enough motocross movies to pay your bills. There's not enough football movies to pay your bills. So you better start learning how to drive cars and improve your skill set so you can get more jobs and actually have a career out of it. But a lot of guys come in with a specialty and then branch out. And they'll have, let's say, a guy who doubles Batman. You're going to do all this fight stuff. That's his main double. Hey, tomorrow we got to ride a motorcycle. I'm bringing the motorcycle guy for that scene. So the motorcycle specialists will come in and do that one motorcycle thing. Then he'll leave in 2 weeks. Then the other stunt guy will do the rest of the stuff. So they kind of like ham and egg it sometimes on big movies like that.
Yeah. What was, you said that you did all kinds. You're a jack of all trades. Which area did you enjoy the most?
I like the fights and the choreography, and really, I was lucky. I was in a time where the fight guys started like running the world. And the guys who directed and produced John Wick, that guy Chad Stahelski, he was Keanu Reeves' stunt double in The Matrix. Became friends with Keanu. He was a stunt guy that became a fight choreographer that changed the fight game. Now he's directing and producing big movies. So I was in that evolution and saw that happening. And so when the fight guys started they would do some unbelievable work, and we would rehearse it and we would film it ourselves to show the director, and it'd be awesome. Then we'd shoot it, and then it'd come out in the movies and look like crap. We used the wrong angles, the punches didn't hit, and the energy was different. So finally, some of these fight guys were like, hey, if you hire me, I get the final edit of the fight. I make sure, so Captain America, Civil War, Winter Soldier, one of the first ones that did that, and that fights were phenomenal. Born. And these really fight movies really started to get up to, you got the creativity, the physicalness, the action, and it's really cool. And there's a lot of people working together. You got 50 guys coming in, you got special effects, you got swords and guns. It was a really cool world. And those guys are so good at it. Again, I was not the master of that world, but I was good enough to be in it with them and would see these guys work. And it was really fun to watch these guys work.
Oh, I'm sure. And some people make a lot of these things look effortless, but of course it's not, and things do sometimes go wrong. I know you have a story when things go wrong. What is that story, and how is that managed?
Every set's different. There's different egos, different hierarchies. Some directors are my way to highway, Michael Bay. Some is more community, let's work together with some coordinator. So every movie is a little bit different how it's managed. I was doing The Dark Knight Rises, and I got hired to do the football scene where the football field blows up. So I wasn't doing the football work. I was hired as stunt guy to be in there as all the pyrotechnics go off and everything. And but because I had a football background, A lot of these English guys, there's a whole crew from England that came over and did that movie. Hey, you're the football guy. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. And the real Hines Ward was running the ball. NFL at this time, he was still playing in NFL. And the scene is he has to like fake out the guy and run through the end zone. And as he's running, the field's blowing up behind him. He doesn't realize it's happening. He turns around, and the whole field's blown up. And we're all chasing him behind him, getting blown up by different bombs going off. So the director says, okay, well, you're the football guy. You're going to get faked out by Hines Ward. And then throughout the shot, you're going to track him down and almost catch him at the end, and then you get blown up. All right, ready? I was like, what? I can't have him fake me out and then catch him. I'm not in the NFL. He's in the NFL. I can't run that fast. Like, okay, good job. Let's go. Like, I don't think no one heard me. I can't catch a guy. He's a real NFL player. And so I talked to Hines Ward. I said, you got to slow down. I don't know how to do this. Like, so we rehearsed it like 4 or 5 times. And we were on the stadium in Pittsburgh, the football stadium, and they built up a platform over the field to blow up. And the platform was maybe 4 feet high, and it had holes in it that we would have to get blown up and land in these holes so we're out of the shot. And the holes are only like 4 feet, 5 feet long, and 8 feet wide. So I'm supposed to run full speed and fall straight down into this hole. So I can't run full speed and just I'll hit the other side of the hole. I'm not really getting blown up. So we do it one time. I was jump over the hole. I was like, I can't. And I was 20 yards past my mark. He was way in front of me. Like, what happened? I'm like, he's too fast. I can't fall in this hole running full speed. We have to rework this. Like, okay, I think we got it. Let's do it again. I don't think anyone listened to me. And I'm the low man in the totem pole. I can't really speak up too much. So we get it down where I was kind of like diving in the hole and just wrecking right to the other side of the hole. Almost knocked myself out one time. Hines Ward started running slower. We kind of timed it out where it was looking pretty good. We did it 4 or 5 times, and I'm just wrecked. All right, now we're doing a one take with all the pyros going off. All the explosions are happening. We got one shot at this. And I start face-to-face with Hines Ward. 3, 2, 1, go. He gives me a fake. He runs by. I turn around. I chase him. 3, 2, 1, go. A bomb goes off. His eyes go like this. Gone. Full speed NFL Hines Ward. Gone. Before I turn around, I'm like, I hundreds of thousands of pyros going off in the background. I know there's no chance of me hitting my mark. I'm ruining this shot. I'm going to run as fast as I can. I'm supposed to, like, barely catch him, get blown up. Then he starts turning around and sees the football field's going. I'm 20 yards past. He's already turning around. And I'm still 20 yards like this. I just dive in the hole as fast as I can. My legs hanging out. Cut, Cassidy, would you ruin the whole shot? He took off. I couldn't catch him. And of course, it's never that guy's fault. It's always the stunt guy's fault. I'm like, I'm sorry. I can't run the 4-1. I don't know. And so the movie comes out, and right when the first bomb goes off, they just kind of erase my character. So they fixed it in post, which is an option.
That's funny. And that's I guess unrealistic expectation that you're going to be able to do all of that, including, I guess, outrun an NFL person. So I hear you there. Do you? I mean, I don't know how this works. Definitely when it comes to acting and the SAG and everything. Do you ever have any lines? Is it all just physical? There's no words to your.
No, there's we get paid the same. So our contract doesn't go higher or lower if we get lines. We get residuals. We get called mailbox money, percentage of when it comes out and all that. Mm-hmm. So I never really wanted to talk, but a couple of movies, like we're playing Aliens, and they throw lines at people, or if like you're the bad guys, like henchman or something. A lot of time the director will be like, hey, turn to him and say something. Hey, the guy's at the door, or something like that. So the director's able to give us that direction, and we can talk without having to go through extra paperwork and extra salary raises for if you're actually extra on the movie. If you're told to talk, that's the whole fill out another contract, pay this guy more. Mm-hmm. We already have that contract, so we got thrown lines a decent amount of time. And there are times there are stunt acting roles where you have 4 or 5 lines and get killed. So that happens a decent amount. And you have to train as an actor because when those things come up, you have to be able to do it. And even if you're not talking, you're acting the whole scene anyway. A lot of times you're the guy next to the guy for like 4 or 5 scenes because you're going to be the guy next to the guy when the fight happens. So you're established as the guy that's at dinner with them every night or whatever. So there's a lot of acting that has to be, dialed in, even if you don't get lines. So that's definitely a craft that we work on as well.
Yeah, that makes sense, and I've heard people talk about that actors that I've had on that some of the most difficult parts is the non speaking parts of I guess being able to show whatever needs to be shown, whether it's emotion or whatever it is without any kind of words. So I hear you there. What we talked about your favorite type of stunts to do. What was your favorite movie or favorite stunt you've done, favorite scene, something like that?
The favorite movie, Ant-Man was pretty cool. I got to play a character and fly, and like we kind of like designed the character while they were writing the script as we were kind of rehearsing the fights. Like, can this guy fly? Can he just jump high? He has his little hands. Can he grab things? They were kind of changing their mind. They're like, what do you think the character should do? So we worked with the actor, and we were able to kind of invent that character. So we were very high in the creative process, which is pretty cool. But the movie called I Am Number Four, it was I played one of the aliens in there, and there was a lot of like sword work, and I had prosthetics on my face, and I had to walk with high heels or even higher stilt kind of things we had to do for fights, and had to drive a car, and I doubled two guys in that movie, and I was helping the fight choreographer. So that was the first movie I was kind of involved in every aspect of the stunt team and playing a major role. And I learned a lot. It was a really cool vibe. And I did a lot of wire work, a lot of rashes. I had a lot of FaceTime. I had to do all the acting bits as the alien. And the main guy had to like kill me because I was the main bad guy, you know. So all that was an elevated level than I had been before, which I really enjoyed. Got to do a lot of cool stuff.
No, that's awesome for sure. And I wonder too, you talked about in the very beginning how you got into it. It was kind of happenstance. You were in the right place, kind of at the right time, and started doing the. I've already forgotten what was the basketball that you did?
Slam ball.
Slam ball. So you did slam ball, and then you moved into stunt work. How hard is it to get into this profession, and is it easier or harder now? You talked about how there's so many more shows, which obviously needs more stunt people, but I don't know whether it makes it easier to actually get to a high level.
Uh, Probably pros and cons. So it's when I was starting out, there was 10 people hired and 10,000 people trying to get the job. And a lot of these guys have been doing it for 10 years, and you're the new guy. You got to grind it out, find something that separates you, and just keep sticking around until you prove yourself. It was a lot harder. There was a lot less work. But in LA at the time, there was a community. Every Thursday night, there's some guys who go to this one bar. You can network. There's a softball league. You can network. You can find out who's training where. Work with the fight guys. Work with these. You can do a car driving class and meet the car drive. There's a lot of things you can immerse yourself into the community that really got your name out there and referrals and everything. That's harder to come by now because everything's spread out. Atlanta has it a little bit now, but nothing to what like LA had 20 years ago. Because if you're a working stuntman, you're probably out of town. So if you're a new stunt guy, you need to train working stuntman to get to know the gig and game and how to do it and get referred. But those guys are too busy working and they're in London somewhere. So it's hard to, there's so much work. Everyone's so busy. There's not a lot of people training and building that community. That being said, there's a lot more jobs out there. So a lot of people are getting hired who aren't that good, aren't that passionate, and they'll fizzle out, but they'll work 4 or 5 years and make a decent amount of money and then, fizzle out because they don't have it was handed to them. They didn't earn it. So they kind of take it for what it is and it lasts. So it's probably easier now because there's so much work, but it's harder to get your foot in because there's no community base anywhere. That makes sense.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And somebody that is wanting to get into it and do it at a high level or at least do a good job with it, what advice do you have for them?
You got to immerse yourself. I would say, move to Atlanta. Atlanta is the busiest place in the world with movies. There's a little bit of a community there. There's a lot of things being filmed. You'll be able to find a couple training spaces. Just find out what you do good. Make yourself look good with whatever you do. Get good at it before you show people. Be humble. Work hard. Learn everything. But you have to move to Atlanta, hat in hand, and just start networking, training. Here's what I do really good. I used to be a motocross guy. Great. Awesome. Any motocross thing, go to there. Show them how good you are at that. And, hey, bye, guys. I need to work on – who's your fight guy? I haven't done that yet. Oh yeah, man, if you teach me how to ride a motorcycle, I'll teach you how to throw punches. Oh, great, come to my place. And like I said, in LA, that was easy to find because there was that community out there. But find the thing you do good that can get your foot in the door and look good, and then find a community that you can branch out into. And Atlanta probably has it better than anywhere.
I got you. And I want to kind of move into the next part of your story, and that is writing a book. I believe I'm assuming that you're going to go into a little bit more detail on some of the things that we've already talked about. But tell us what made you decide that you wanted to write a book and get things down on paper.
It was always kind of a passion project. I was a teacher. I've always been kind of pulled to do mentorships and coach and all that. And I always dabbled in writing, and I knew that I wanted to have a speaking career. So I wrote a bunch of presentations from. Then I was in Hollywood. That's a pretty cool hook. I'm a Hollywood stuntman, no famous people. So that kind of is a good hook to start it. And then my message is pretty much put more value in who you are than what you are. I was a bully kid. I went through all that teasing and everything. I never internalized it. Didn't put much value on that. Never felt like I never identified as a bully kid. All the way to the point where I was a Hollywood stuntman, making a lot of money, hanging out with famous people. It's never who I was, it's what I did. Didn't put much value in that. I was able to walk away from that to do something different without much fanfare or emotional baggage with it. So I had all these like presentations. I was kind of like finding my way to send that message. And as I was writing different things would come to me, and I have a couple of philosophical themes. And then COVID hit and movies shut down. And kind of accelerated, that passion. And I was already kind of burnt out in the movies. I had 2 kids at the time. I have 3 now. So time wise, I need to be home with family. So when COVID really slowed down the movies, it really ramped up my writing and kind of honed it in. And at some point, I said, just write the whole book, write the story, put the philosophical themes in there. Then you can take whatever you want to any presentation you want to do. So that's kind of what I did during COVID. And with that, I also opened a business, a Ninja Warrior gym. I wanted something tangible with my hands I can build. So I tackled both those 2 things with COVID. And then by the time movies came back, I was so far down those roads, I had a pretty clean break.
I got you. So if somebody picks up that book, what are they going to find in it? You talked about, it tells your story and then also some philosophical things. Tell us what we're going to find in the book.
I call it a philosophical memoir. It's a story of my life up till now and the internal things that enabled me to go through some trauma from bullying. I was arrested in college, wrongfully arrested. Got kicked out of college, and father dying. A lot of random things that could go either way. I was homeless and didn't have any money. I went to LA. Had to rely on friends and a lot of. So I've been humbled a lot in life, so which is a good thing. But it's that story. It's funny. It's sad. It's engrossing. And the philosophical themes are like the who versus what. Be more, value in who you are than what you are. What is any job title? Anything external is a what. Anything internal is a who. Build that up, and you'll be able to go through transitions way easier in life. And there's another philosophical paradox called the ship of Theseus, which kind of it's an old thought experiment I used to do when I was a teacher to get kids' heads moving, and I tied that paradox into the story to kind of make the message a little more tangible, a little callback to things as I was going through it. So I was going to write the 400-page novel version of it with character development, my mom and this and all that, and I'm not that good of a writer at this point, and the writing groups I was in, they're like, kids don't read those books anymore. The attention span has shrunk. I don't know how many Harry Potters can get written now for 12-year-olds. And I can't write that well anyway. So turned out I made the book 150 pages, got the story in there, got the philosophical things in there. And I'm doing a talk at the school. And the middle school bought 100 books. They're going to read them. I built a curriculum around them, some worksheets and all stuff like that. Then I come in 2 weeks later and I give a presentation about the book and do a Q&A and everything. So I'm building that platform out to go with the book. So the book had to be shorter, kind of quick hit, fun, hit everything. So I think I hit that level pretty good with the book.
No, that's really cool for sure. And I do want you to talk a little bit about, your speaking side of things and the curriculum that's being built around that. I know that some of it has to do with bullying, and then also just kind of mental fortitude, I think is what you said. Talk a little bit about kind of your speaking and the curriculum you're building.
Yeah, definitely mental fortitude, perseverance. Even if you're not a bully kid, I relate to transitions. You're always going to go through a transition in life. You go from high school to college, college to work, not being a father to having kids. And now I have aging parents I have to go through. I have teenage daughters in my house. And there's always going to be some kind of transition. Even if everything goes right, you're going to be empty nester one day. There's always something around the corner. Being able to see that, predict it. Hey, listen, in a couple of years, my mom's kind of old, so how many years do you have left? We have to figure out what that's going to be. And mentally preparing for that helps you get into it. But in the baseline of building yourself up internally, having confidence in your character and who you are, makes those things way easier. It's way easier to navigate those transitions when you have a powerful who, compared to caring about your what as much. So that's kind of, and the curriculum builds on that. Different age groups. I'm writing some curriculum for elementary school kids, and I'm even working on the children's book too, actually, which just started. And I'm calling that be bully proof instead of bulletproof, bully proof. Everyone attached a bully epidemic from the side of don't be a bully, be a nice person, don't pick on people. Great, I get it, I'm in. There's always going to be bullies. You're not going to stop that. So create an environment where the kids are tough enough that the bullies don't bother them as much, and don't have easy targets for bullies. And if there's easy targets for bullies, there'll be a lot less bullies. You build a whole community around being bully proof, and that kind of attacks the problem from the other way. You have kids, even with me, I couldn't talk. I went to speech therapy. I got made fun of all the time. I was still able to laugh at myself. Some of the things were kind of funny. I was like, oh, yeah, that was a good one. Then you hit a line. I'm like, oh, that's too far. Now we're fighting. So being able to find that balance, and that's what kids do anyway, even if they're not being bullied. Everyone's finding that line of, does she like me? Go ask her out. If she's friends with me, that's what adolescence is. So really attacking that and being up front with that, I think can really help kids. Hey, we've all been there. That's fine. It's okay to dance to that line, figure out what that line is. You'll find it easier when you're not worried about the external factors of it.
Yeah, no, I think that's powerful. And you kind of talk about being bullied. I'm going to kind of flip that. And you talked about having teenage daughters. You've done some really cool things. Do they see how cool of things you've done, or are you still lame to them?
Not yet. They're 6, 4, and 2. So my 6-year-olds, they're young. They don't know. They have no idea about movies or anything like that yet. Yeah, so I can hide in my right now. But they're fun and they're crazy, and it's been an awesome chapter in my life. Yeah.
No, that's awesome for sure. And I want you to kind of tell people how they can find the book. We didn't even mention the name of the book. Tell us the name of the book, how we can find it, and how people can, find all your social medias and connect.
Yeah, the book is called Falling Down to Find Myself. Play on words about being a Hollywood stuntman, falling down in life, and it's Falling Down to Find Myself. You can find it on Amazon, anywhere books are sold. I have a website, kevincass.com, KEVINCASS.com. A lot of podcasts like this I do, I'll throw on my website. I do like a little Substack. I try to do that weekly, quick little 5-minute reads of things that come to my head. My speaking engagements, my book, all that stuff. Anything with me, it will be on that website. A couple of highlight reels and galleries of me in movies, and I'm building that out. All that's been maybe the last 3 or 4 months. That's all been kind of launching. So learning as I go and throwing more content up and getting myself out there. So the book, Falling Down to Find Myself, Amazon, anywhere, Google it. And then the website is probably the best homepage for anything me related.
I got you. Well, it's been a pleasure speaking with you. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
So that was Kevin Cassidy. Really appreciated his time. Learned a lot about the world of stunt acting, something I knew nothing about. I'm certainly not anywhere close to that world. I just have a lot of respect for people who not only just has the physical ability, the physical endurance to do these stunts, but just those who are, fearless enough to do them. Of course, we talked about the safety. there's a lot of safety involved. They're not just out there doing all this crazy stuff and not being safe about it, but still it takes a special kind of person, no matter how much safety is out there, to, jump into those holes that he talked about, or allow themselves to be drop kicked and all that stuff. So I really enjoyed hearing from Kevin about the world of stunt, but also about his book. If you're at all interested in picking that up, Falling Down to Find Myself, definitely recommend that. It's about so much more than just stunt work. Just like he talked about overcoming adversity, and I think that you're going to learn a lot in that book. I really enjoyed it myself. If you're at all interested in booking a speaker to talk to your group, it sounds like he kind of focuses in the elementary school age group, or at least the school age, but I'm sure there's a lot of opportunities for any age group, but I urge you to check him out there too. All his links will be in the show notes, whether it's the book, whether it's his speaking engagements. Don't think you can go wrong getting involved with Kevin, because he's a pleasure to speak with. If this is your first time listening, thanks so much for being here. If you're a long-time listener, hope you enjoyed this conversation. If you haven't already, please go follow on Instagram, Not Enough Podcast. Go give that 5-star review on Apple and on Spotify. Really appreciate that. If you're listening on Apple, leave a written review. Even more amazing. But enough of that. Appreciate you being here this week. Hope to see you next week. Take it away, Chris.
This has been Not in a Huff with Jackson Huff. Thank you for listening. Be sure to join us next time, where we will interview another amazing guest who is sure to make you laugh or make you think. Or, hey, maybe even both. But until then, keep being awesome.